Hello guys, how's it going? This is Honky Star Railer again with the third part of who to pull, who to invest in this 3.0 meta. Again, I would like to say disclaimer: this is my opinion. It's just an opinion. I am not the expert, the extra juicy expert. Okay, but I have a voice. I would like to say what I think. I would like to have an opinion. Nobody's going to stop me. I am a free man. Anyway, so um, this is a new channel I just started. Um, this is the second week, I think. And I was so happy to see that this series of videos of who to pull, who to invest is the one that performed better, is the one that performed the most. And I'm so happy because these are very long videos. This is going to be another long video for sure. Um, but I just would like to say thank you, man. Thank you again for the for watching this. It's great. It's great. I enjoy this. I like Star Rail. I like this game. I hope it goes a long way. I hope it is improved. I have so many videos ideas. I like to do so many things that I hope I can bring. I don't really have many means, I don't have a good microphone, so I like to say sorry for the quality. If you give me the opportunity, I will do it. I'll put my 100%. But as of now, um, I hope I can just bring you the best I know, and hopefully helping people. This originates this who to pull, who not to pull, and opinions. The main focus is helping out people, um, especially the free to play people that wants to really that wants to clear the abyss, that wants to clear memory of chaos and all that, and is just starting right now. It doesn't really have doesn't really know much, Of course, it's not. Uh, I have nothing against meta slaves, and I do like meta, but I'm not the best. So I know that there are many people that do great stuff. I would like to collaborate with them because they're so good. Um, there's so many clears with 4 stars, 4-star cones, impeccable artifacts. I would like to dwell into each and every aspect of the game. I like to talk about anything, lore. I have a video that I would like to make about lore. I would like to start in Jingliu 6, talking about how how the game started, which were the best parts, which was the peak of Star Rail, which I think it was in 2.0 actually, in Penacony, how the game evolved, controversies, what happened, what not happened, because I've been playing this game forever, so day one player, man. So this is something that really I'm really passionate about, and I would like to translate this into my videos. Also, thank you again for watching these videos. I'd like to apologize for for my English. I am redoing my videos so many times because I don't like to cut. Actually, I don't like to cut the awkward moments. Um, Also, I know that I make mistakes, and I shouldn't do these mistakes, man. There are some mistakes that are so bad, but I don't know why I make these mistakes because I know that I can speak a bit better than what I am right now. I guess it's the emotion. It's I like to do take one videos, and whatever happens happens. It's more genuine. I don't like to cut. This cutting video meta that started on YouTube so many years ago is so bad, so bad. I would like more genuine videos, to be honest. I think would you like to see a video where everybody, I mean, when you see somebody talking and there's this, like, it's so evident that the video is cut, and then he starts, and the guy starts talking again. It's so bad. I don't know why people just let it go, just let it happen. Like, oh yeah, this is normal. This is not normal. I think that a well-prepared script goes so it's so better and more genuine. But I guess it's I don't know, easier to have somebody cutting the parts where you make mistakes and all that. I do make mistakes, especially the way I speak, you know. But you know, it's not like I want to make those mistakes, but I think it's more genuine to keep everything that I say and do, unless the video is just unbearable to understand and is actually not understandable. Okay, so I like to say sorry if it's hurting your feelings. If you have any ways to make me do better, I kindly appreciate every comments and every opinions that you have, because I'm not the best version of myself right now. I just started this channel, to be honest, man. So I know that I can do better. I know that there's so many ways to improve, and I like to, because I really am passionate about this. And again, thank you so much. This has been the most watched videos, the part 1 and part 2. This is part 3. Part 1 is at 600 views, which is I mean, I watch these stats every day because I'm so nervous and excited to see that people are watching my video, and it's like, oh my god, I've been wanting to do this for so long, and this is just like the like making it happen, and it's so great, it's so beautiful. I cannot, yeah, I'm really excited. So let's go. Let's try to, I don't think I'm going to finish, to be honest. This is part 3. I think we're going to be able to discuss up to T2 of the Pride Win tier list, and let's see what happens. So we discussed T1. Let's go to 1.5, which we have Doctor Ratio. Okay, so Doctor Ratio, I wouldn't get him, to be honest. There's the rerun right now happening. Funny story, if you're new, Dr. Ratio was a free unit that Hoyoverse gave us, that miHoYo gave us. He was actually a respectable unit at launch. He wasn't a standard banner gift, you know, Bailu, Himeko, Clara. No, he was a limited 5-star unit that that they gave us. And back in those days, there, I mean, if you don't know, there's this game called Genshin Impact. So Genshin Impact was so stingy with rewards, and you know that the fact that they gave us Dr. Ratio for free was because the game was performing well, and was kind of, you know, kind of what started the Genshin drama a little bit, you know. Like, and then after that, I think that, I mean, Genshin did many better things in 5.0 with gifts and all that, but it was kind of bad in those days. I mean, Genshin Impact was struggling a little bit with 4.0 and also 3.0, I think. We're talking about free gifts and rewards and all that. Genshin Impact was giving nothing for the anniversary. There's this whole drama about Genshin anniversary and stuff, and we got, well, Honkai Star Rail players got treated very good. Every new patch, we were given 10 free pulls, so it was pretty good. And well, Data Ratio, funny story, yeah. It was a free unit. At first, it wasn't that bad. I think he was pretty good. He needs a debuffer. It's not like you can make him work without. He needs a debuffer. So, and my main problem with Doctor Ratio is that the damage that he does is not as high as, and he's single target. Single target unit in this meta are suffering a little bit. especially Memory of Chaos. I saw this in this rotation with Kafka, against Kafka, both in Memory of Chaos and in Pure Fiction. If you have a single target team, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle a lot. This is an AOE meta, and Doctor Ratio has no AOE whatsoever. So easy skip. Doctor Ratio for me got ratioed pretty bad. Then we got Den Hang. Den Hang actually is an AOE character. Uh, the same problem he has, I think, regarding damage, and that he really needs Sparkle, because if you don't know how he plays, he can stack up his skills up to 3 times. He has to consume 3 skill points in order to do his maximum skill damage. Okay. The only way that he recharges these stacks, or that he can, help his skills, his skill to do more damages with his ultimate, which replenishes a little bit of stacks. But in a sparkless scenario, he does suffer. He's an hyper carry, so I guess you can make him work with hyper carry buffers, amplifier. But we got Mighty. Okay, so as I said in the first video, talking about the best units starting on T0, 0.5, the fact that it's an imaginary DPS, and the fact that we got Mighty, which performs better in my opinion, makes it really hard to justify going for Den Hang, especially because he really needs it. He does really need Sparkle, man. I don't have Den Hang. Back when he was released, it was pretty good, to be honest, of course. High damage, everybody was talking of how high the damage was. Oh my god, Den Hang does 100,000 damage. Yes. And then he fell off a little bit. That's life, that's power creep. But if you have him already, and if you have Sparkle, if you have a Sunday, he's not that bad, man. It does still do damage, but I wouldn't go. If you're new, nah. If you're new, nah. Well, get ready, because in 1.5 and T2, many I wouldn't recommend many units, to be honest. Black Swan, another unit that I wouldn't recommend, of course, because she was designed for the DOT, the damage over time mechanic, which is one of the archetypes. We have standard crit rate, crit damage. We have the break damage, so units that deal more damage when the enemy is weakness broken. And then we have the DOT, and the DOT was a pretty cool thing, but the multiplier of the DOT, I think they should get a rework, because you don't do much damage. These are units that I think right now, if you want to use them, they need Eidolons. I think that her E1 does some pretty good thing, which is, while Black Swan is active, enemies afflicted with wind shear, bleed, burn, shock will have their corresponding wind, physical, fire, or lightning resist respectively reduced by 25%. So this is a pretty good. It's just like the Robin's E1, those that helps damage, a resistance debuff basically. So it helps quite a lot. The problem is that if you're using her as basically a support DPS for Kafka, you're still struggling, to be honest. The DOT is just struggling. I was actually using Black Swan in a Acheron team. I was using Black Swan whenever I was encountering some enemy that was that had the wind weakness, so it was easier for Acheron to break, you know. Overall, she's still a defense shredder. Okay, she works for DOT, but she does help with the damage that other units do. As a standalone DPS, I don't think she works really. As a standalone DOT user, I wouldn't go for that. I only saw one video once, somebody using her with Sampo, but it was a stage fight. I mean, it was against a single target wind enemy. I mean, it was pretty easy to see that she would work. I mean, but they don't do those enemies nowadays. I mean, they don't make them nowadays. So nowadays AOE, she's not full AOE. I think she is splash. You know, she hits 3 targets. So not really worth it. And to be honest, I wouldn't go for her. Not even for a support for Acheron, because if you go for that, there's Jiaochu. You go Jiaochu, Acheron, Remembrance MC, and there you go. Respectable team, and Acheron can still do damage. So Black Swan, nah. So Moze, out of all of this, I think is a worthy unit in a follow-up attack team with Fei Xiao mainly, but also with March 7. You can make him work as a break DPS if you are using a super break. You know, if the enemy is weak against lightning, so you have some margin. You know, plus he's a 4-star. I think my opinion is you should build all of the 4 stars. To be honest, that up until now, every 4-star that was here, you should go and build them if you get them, because you might need them. The problem with the follow-up attack meta, the follow-up attack variant, is that we are living in a AOE meta, so it's hard. So I think I see him shine a little bit in Memory of Chaos, but Pure Fiction, not so much. Apocalyptic Shadow, yes, it's a break. Apocalyptic Shadow is more tailored toward breaking the enemy. As I said, when you break the boss, you get this giga enormous buff, and you should do that. So I use him quite frequently because I do have Fei Xiao. I do have a good follow-up attack team. So if I'm not using Moze, I'm using March 7. So if you get him, of course you can use him. Also, you know, well, I was going to say that, as I said before in the intro, you can use any unit and make him work basically. So you can see a video of him going solo on somebody, but you know, you can do that. So a good unit. I would definitely build him. I would build him instead of Dr. Weishi, for example. I think he has more value. Bronya, of course, is a standard banner unit, so you shouldn't go for Bronya, even if you like her. I know that Bronya has a lot of lore in the Honkai world, you know, the MiHoYo multiverse, but other than that, Bronya fell off, I think, pretty hard. We got Sunday, we got Remembrance MC if you want to advance a character, also Robin. So she is very SPM friendly. I mean, you have to really manage these skills, because the only way to make her work now it would be having the E1, and even if you have a E1, listen to this: 50% fixed chance of recovering the skill point. So pretty sick. Oh man. Plus, really, we have Trailblazer, man. We have MC. If this guy wasn't here, I guess Bronya would still be somewhat, you know, maybe in the conversation, but right now I hardly recommend this guy, this girl. She can be used, let's see, well, for boot heal. I think the boot heal could use Bronya, but really it would be a struggle, to be honest. It would be kind of a struggle. So there are many better options, especially if you're starting right now, and if you are taking my advice of going with the best DPS that there are not right now. There's no real need for Bronya to to be built. My opinion, of course. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Plus, resources are scarce. If you're starting right now, resources. I mean, we can build anybody. I mean, I have a day one account. When a new unit is released or is supposed to be released, I do I collect intelligence, and I see, okay, so does he needs materials that there are right now available? If so, I farm those. If not, I do not farm anything, and wait for the newest patch, and then accumulate all of the points that I have so that I can farm. Okay, that's what I do. But I do have all of the credits. I have a pretty good stash of materials that I can use on day one to get my unit and booster. But if you're just starting and you get Bronya from the standard banner or from Losing Pity, and you say, okay, let's build this guy, I don't know. Let's take a step back. I mean, what do you have? Do you really want to go for Bronya? That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's say if you're pulling for an Exa, for example, and you manage to get a Bronya. I wouldn't go for Bronya. I would build an Exa. I would still use him with Remembrance MC, which is free, Gallagher, and see another erudition unit, because you need another. If you're using him as a lone DPS, you need another erudition unit. So I wouldn't go for Bronya, and this goes for. I mean, right now it's just what I think. It is what it is. So TyngYung also a respectable 4-star. She was so good, man. She was really good. She's been good for so long until we got Robin. Basically, Robin is 2.0 TyngYung. She does something that still up to this day nobody does, which is charging up the ultimate of an ally of 50%. A little bit more if you have the E6. Where's the E6? Ultimate regenerates 10 more energy. So also E1, after using the ultimate, the ally with benediction gets a 20% increase in speed, which is pretty good. The ally with benediction generates 5 energy, so she is an energy recharge unit ally. We will see. Oh no, she won't work with Fidon, because Fidon doesn't have an energy recharge bar. He doesn't do ultimates like that. So of course, as she's pretty good with Doctor Ratio. And let's see who else. If you really Jingliu also, I think. Any other relevant-ish units maybe? Not much. Blade, Argenti, yes, but as you can see, not very worth it. I mean, if we are talking about these guys, I mean, the only one that you make her work, I think, is a Galea. Well, there was this funny sustainless runs that people do with Robin and TyngYung, so that TyngYung can regenerate her energy so that she can ult quite frequently. So that's, I saw people pulling that off. But yeah, I think I don't think that's a fresh account problem. I think a fresh account doesn't have that kind of sustainless run are not, I think, for a fresh account. So stick with the sustain amplifier DPS. I think it's better. Then you can go do whatever you want. Other than that, units that require energy, of course, are Clara. Clara is a good partner for TyngYung. Clara needs to have her ultimate up, basically always. She really benefits from using the ultimate. Also, Jingliu, I think, is a pretty good candidate. So, well, if you have Jingliu, I guess TyngYung is still a respectable unit to build. A respectable 4-star. So, yes, I would build TyngYung, to be honest. I would go for her. Pretty nice. Okay, let's go and discuss T2. Argenti. Argenti, I don't really like him. I'm biased. I don't like Argenti. Also, a good ally for TyngYung. He needs to stack up the ultimate twice, so you can actually perform a different ultimate attack if well, a more powerful ultimate attack if you basically stack up on the ultimate. Argenti also with the physical element, so if we check the better DPS, we talked about Body Heal, which implants also the physical weakness in Jingliu. Also Clara is in the discussion, so Argenti, well, I cannot really say much. I wouldn't go for him based on the fact that he's an old soul. He needs a lot of energy recharge. He was he's in 0.5 for a partner of Herta, but now that we have an Exa also, I think that Argenti is not going to see the light of day for a long time, because we have an Exa right now, and these two, an Exa and the Herta, are so good. They're doing so well together. Even Jade, I think that you might now use Jade if there's this quantum weak. Nah, but now that there's an Exa, he doesn't care about the quantum. You don't have to care about the weakness. Thing is, with an Exa, you don't actually get the resistance debuff that, for example, Silverwolf does. So there's a case. I mean, you do get the implanted weakness, but it just serves the purpose of breaking the enemy, because you don't get the resistant shred. Okay. When Silverwolf implants the weakness, she also shreds the resistance for that weakness. Okay, so you might be able to break now with the Nexa, but you don't get any debuffs. Okay, so it doesn't contribute to more damage. Okay, but regardless, pretty good. They do a pretty good duo, man. And Nexa right now, I'm actually thinking he would be a pretty solid good unit for my account, but I don't have the jades, man. I don't have the jades. Sorry, I just don't have it. So Argenti, I wouldn't go for him. I wouldn't really do anything for him, for any content. Maybe Pure Fiction, a bit better in Pure Fiction. No way I wouldn't use him in Apocalyptic Shadow. I don't think there's a case for Apocalyptic Shadow on Argenti. No. Blade, oh my god, Blade is such a meme, man. Blade is such a beam. He got shafted pretty hard. I don't know, man. I don't know why. Blade, first of all, he's getting a buff. Okay? Hold your horses. He's getting a buff. But the buff will make him, I heard that he's going to be a exclusively HP scaling unit like Jingliu. Still, the multipliers are just bad. I don't think that making this change for to a HP scaler will solve all of his problems. He has to, first of all, reduce the stacks. 5 is too much. He needs to get to E something. Let's see which Eidolon was. Oh, E6. The maximum number of charge stacks is reduced to 4. The damage of the follow-up attack triggered additionally increased by 50% of his HP, of his max HP. So 4 is the highest number he can get, so he needs to get attacked 4 times, so in order to release this follow-up attack. Still, I think that is so slow, man. And building him is quite hard. It was hard in the beginning. It is hard now. HP scaler with a little bit of attack, so crit rate and crit damage also, and it's pretty hard. HP scaler, even Genshin are so hard, man. Nouvellette. Do you remember Nouvellette? Yes. Also, I have a pretty good set on him, but Blade felt so off. I haven't been using Blade. I haven't used Blade in a long time. Also, a good partner for Bronya. I actually used them together. Um, Pretty funny. It was funny to play. It was actually, if you like gameplay, it's pretty funny. So you either have a speedy Blade, and you make Blade act first, then you use Bronya's skill, so that Blade acts again, so you can have more follow-up attacks. Pretty good. Now you would use Sunday. You can actually use both. You can actually use. Well, try out this team: Sparkle, Sunday, and Bronya. Speed tune in a way that is beneficial to Blade, and see what happens. Spoiler: the damage. I don't think that the damage would be there regardless. But it's pretty funny. A pretty funny unit. Of course, he got power crept by Mighty. Mighty just never dies. Blade might die. Actually, he needs to get hit, but it's like somebody that's punch me in the face, and you punch him in the face, and he dies. Okay, that's Blade. Man, oh yeah, I can take it. Just give me one more, and then he dies. I mean, that's comical. Mighty, at least Mighty, actually dies, and he anyway, and he wakes up. So Blade, an edgy character that wants to die, and actually dies in battle. Funny. To me, it was funny. Okay, so don't go for Blade. Even with the rework, I don't think that they're going to do a miracle. Let's see. Clara. Clara is a pretty good unit. I like Clara, to be honest. I like Clara. At E6, I think she's a powerhouse. A good unit. Listen. After other allies are hit, Spargo also has a 50% fixed chance to trigger a counter on the attacker, and mock them with a Markov counter. When using ultimate, the number of enhanced counters increased by 1. Okay, so when you use the ultimate, instead of 2 enhanced counters, you get 3. Then, each time an ally gets attacked, you have a 50% chance to counter. Because otherwise, without the E6, if you're not using the ultimate, if you didn't use the ultimate, Svarog acts only if Clara is hit. Clara has the aggro, so it's easier for the enemy to attack Clara, but is still not 100%. You can use links to, let's see where links. There you go. Links was an abundance unit. Mainly, she was made for Blade and Clara. I mean, basically, whoever she heals with the skill also gets aggroed, so enemies are more inclined to hit them, and also raises up the HP, max HP. I went crazy for links back in the days because I really wanted my Blade to work. I think I already said this in a video, and man, even with the HP buff and whatever you want, Blade just doesn't make it. So okay, of course I wouldn't go with links even if you're using Clara. I would go for a more powerful healer, but she still provides something that other healers do not provide, especially if you're a shielder. If you're using a shielder preservation unit, they might attack the preservation unit, so she needs to get hit consistently. Okay, You cannot rely on that to get the ultimate back. You have to rely on TyngYung. I think it's mandatory. Otherwise, she really doesn't get the ultimate properly, and she really needs to ultimate every time. If you have TyngYung, that can happen. Without, I don't think it's worth it. If you don't have TyngYung and you're using Clara, ah man, you're gonna have a hard time. Plus at E0, without the light cone, she really struggles. She has a good free-to-play light cone that even Firefly can use, but yeah, I have her at E2. I think I'm waiting for the E6, but other than that, for a free-to-play character, I like her. I like her, and I used her up until not that long ago. But I think I used her. There has to be enemies. Enemies, they have to be attacking you. They have to attack you consistently. If you're playing something that doesn't have that, if you're playing a Memory of Chaos that is not where that is not happening, don't go there. Don't go there. So situational. I would build her only if you have TyngYung at least. If you have TyngYung, you can start building her, to be honest, but not my priority. Especially if you're starting right now. If you're starting right now, you don't have all of these credits. You don't have all of these materials. You know, we are living in an abundance of materials because we've been playing since day one. So to me, it's not a problem building a new character. I just don't want to. It's not that. It's not that that I don't want to. It's not that I can't. But for somebody starting right now, I wouldn't go for her. Who I would go for is Himeko. If you get Himeko, I think that there are so many instances where you can play her, especially in pure fiction. A certain memory of chaos, depending on the buffs. If the follow-up attack is buffed, if the break damage is buffed, you know. On Apocalyptic Shadow also can work, you know. Not bad. Himeko can still work. She's more a break effect related character, you know, because when you reach 3 stacks of broken enemies, when you break the enemy 3 times, the follow-up attack goes live. You do the follow-up attack. If you don't, and if you build her as a standalone DPS, she doesn't really work. So you need to break the enemies, or your allies need to break the enemies. And if you can do that, especially in pure fiction where there are waves of enemies, you can act almost infinitely. There have been videos of her hidden many times. So when she was released, she was lacking, just like Herta. When she was released, I mean, when the game was up, nobody was paying attention to Herta or Himeko. But then when Pure Fiction was on, and Pure Fiction is not going anywhere, they are going to release more handgame content. They're not gonna take out content unless they rework, and I don't think they'll do that. So for that alone, I think that yes, if you get her out of the standard banner units, even on top of Clara, I think that you should go for Himeko, because Himeko can work with the super break meta, and for the super break meta you only need this guy, which is free. And well, if you happen to have a Firefly, she's a good partner for Firefly. I actually use Firefly with Himeko because, well, a Firefly breaks the enemy, implants the fire weakness, so everybody is fire weakness now, has fire weakness, so she can break way more, and break in means follow-up attack. That's basic math. So out of the bunch of these forgotten units, I think Himeko is perhaps the strongest. Jingliu is going to be buffed like Blade, but another HP scaler. I think the leak says that she's going to be a full HP scaler, better than Blade. Of course, she's going to be better than Blade. But we have the Herta. She's competing for that ice damage AoE, and Herta is pretty good. So I wouldn't go for her based on the fact that Herta exists. Plus, she actually saps your allies' HP. There was this meta with Blade also. Blade as a partner as sub DPS for Jingliu, which was pretty funny and powerful back in the day. Yeah, it was pretty good to see. But yeah, buffs are not live, buffs are not on, so as of now, of course, don't go for her. But when she gets buff, we will see. We will have to talk about it, how effectively I'm gonna make a video about how effective these were debuffs. I can at least try 3 out of the 4 characters that are gonna be buffed: Blade, Kafka, and Silverwolf. I have these 3 characters. I went wild on 1.0, man. Wild. So Kafka, as I said about B.Swan, right now she can be used in the Acheron team on Pure Fiction. I think she shines, I think. But otherwise, for the dot, I wouldn't use her in the dot as a dot character, and that's sad because she was designed. She's the procer for dots. If you don't have Kafka and you want to go with DOT, proccing the DOT is pretty hard. The only one that does that is Gwynaifen on the ult and Sampo with the E4. When skill hits an enemy with 5 or more stacks of wind shear, the enemy immediately takes 8% of current wind shear damage. So the only one that does that with skill is Kafka. Just detonates whatever the dots are on the enemy. Otherwise, you have to wait for the enemy to take action. Okay, so whatever DOT has the enemy when the enemy takes action, that's damage you're gonna get. Okay, but DOT is so convoluted right now. Even with Moze, I mean, with Moze we got to see DOT for the last time, I think, and then it just disappeared, I think. And I haven't seen a DOT team in so long. So we have to see, we have to check if the buffs are going to make DOT great again. Otherwise, it's a big no. It's going to stay. My opinion is going to stay the same. No. Silverwolf, we talked briefly that she's a good breaker. She's a good defense breaker. She's a good applier of weaknesses, a good partner for Doctor Ratio, I guess. But the fact that she needs to use the skills, the fact that she cannot 100% implant the weakness, which is something that I talked about, discussed in the video about debuffs. One of the things that they are going to do is speculated that she will get a 100% non-negotiable implant weakness. It's not like you have to rely on effect hit rate. Okay, so that's going to be huge. The fact that she actually shred the resistance of the set element is also something that an Axa doesn't have. So has a good, I think it's a 40% debuff on ultimate. 45%, it's huge. Last time I used a Silverwolf was with Acheron. Actually, I remember when. It was on floor 11 of a Memory of Chaos, which had Aventurine. So not that long ago, but yeah, it's somebody that you can use if you don't have Zhao Chu on an Acheron team. Silverwolf, Pella, and Acheron. I think it's the best free to play. It's the best poor Acheron team if you don't have Zhao Chu. Nowadays, I think it's preferable having a buffer like Remembrance MC instead of either Pella or Silverwolf. I think it's preferable having Pella. Pella, as I said, is a good battery. She does she dishes ultimate every 2 turns. And she does also applies defense, not as well as Silver Wolf, but you know, I mean, she does defense shred a bit more. We're talking about numbers. So let's see. She does. Enemy's defense is reduced by 40%. So instead of 45, 40%. So, well, to be honest, not as. But I think that she can stack this with the skill. So you reduce the weakness type of 20%, like this is what we talked that Anexa doesn't do. Damage resistant to the weakness type by 20%. So you implant, let's say, fire. That guy is also weak to fire by 20%. Further reduce all type resistance of the enemy by 10%, which is not that much, but pretty good. So she shreds more. Okay, Silver Wolf can create 3 types of bug. Reduce attack by 10, reduce damage defense by 8, and this can stack on the ultimate. Okay, so she applies more defense weakness. Okay, but she's not as consistent as Pella because of the AoE. But if you use them together, you get to see pretty good damage. At least you got to see pretty good damage, because right now the HP inflation is so high that it's hard to use. I think this team is hard to use. Silver Wolf and Pella on Acheron is hard to use. Otherwise, I wouldn't really know where to use Silver Wolf. If you have any ideas, man, feel free to share. I don't know where to use them. I don't know where to use Silver Wolf. Okay, Bailu. I actually would like to build Bailu a little bit, you know. I have Castoris, so I know that she's not going to be effective at all compared to Luocha and Gallagher. But I don't know, I just want to build her. She has this unique ability that, like Gepard, if you die, you resurrect. In the case of Gepard, if he dies, he gets resurrected, not the whole, not anybody on the team. And however, if you have Bailu and let's say you have Silver Wolf dies, boom, she goes up. Now if you have Castoris, it's basically the same. I think that it can stack if you have Castoris and Bailu. I don't know which one goes first. I think that Castoris goes first maybe, and Bailu second. Actually don't know, but it's the same. It's more of a meme because, you know, the meme is that she was the best healer in 1.0. Not really recommendable on reroll. I mean, everybody on reroll wanted Himeko, Bronya, you know. Actually, the best one was Bronya to reroll on, because if you rerolled and got Bronya, you can go for Silly and have a pretty good team. And Bronya and Silly, man, big numbers. So Bailu was the best until Luocha was released, and Luocha was released in 1.2. So she was dethroned quite fast. Well, that's life. Well, we reach 48 minutes. That's a lot. So we are not going to talk about this selection, even though there's many things to talk about this, even though many of them are of course not a good pick, to be honest. We talked a little bit about sample, but there are many units that I see and I don't really think that they are that bad, especially Chinchue and Silly. I don't understand why they're on T3, especially Silly on Pure Fiction and Apocalyptic Shadow. I think that she can go hard, Silly, and Chinchue also. Chinchue is an energy based character, but they do have damage. So we better end the video here. 15 minutes is a long thing to digest. I hope that you enjoyed the video. If you managed to watch the whole video, man, I guess you're something else, man. I guess you're something else, and I thank you. If you leave that like and if you leave that subscribe, I'm going to be very good to you somehow. I don't know how and when. Comment in the comment section. I reach and I watch this whole ass video. I want my reward, and I will tell you what your what your reward is. Oh my god, my throat is done. It's gone. Ah, shit. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. As I said in the intro, I'm so glad that it reached 600 views. The part 1 video was so good and well received. I hope I can continue making this kind of videos. I have so many ideas. I just hope I can make them happen. Thank you. You are awesome. See you next time.